A second objection, which is often raised to the scientific method, is that it takes the wonder out of the universe. This objection was expressed poetically by perhaps the greatest author of the 20th century, J.R.R. Tolkien, in his poem Mythopoeia. You look at trees and label them just so, for trees are trees, and growing is to grow. You walk the earth and tread with solemn pace, one of the many minor globes of space. A star's a star, some matter in a ball, compelled to courses mathematical, amid the regimented, cold, inane, where destined atoms are each moment slain. While I love his work, and could not be a bigger fan of The Lord of the Rings or the Legendarium in general, I have to disagree with Professor Tolkien on this one. Science does not take the wonder out of the universe. Science increases the wonder of the universe 100-fold. The sun is not just some matter in a ball. It's a lot of matter in a ball. The sun is 300,000 times as massive as the Earth. Think about that. 300,000 times. Can you even comprehend how much bigger 300,000 times is? I don't think so. I know I can't. But it's very important. So let's just try for a second. First of all, imagine your house. Wherever you live. Apartment building, duplex, ranch house, Victorian mansion, trailer, adobe hut, whatever. Imagine your house. Now, imagine if it was 3 times bigger. It's pretty nice, huh? You want to live there. A lot more than you want to live in your own house. I know I'd like it if this room got increased by 3 times. Now, imagine you take this 3 times larger house and increase it by 100 times. Think about that. Now put your 300 times larger house and imagine it standing right next to your current house. Just imagine that in your mind's eye for a minute. Your house, a house 300 times larger, right next to each other. And then take that 300 times larger house and make it 1,000 times larger than that. Now try to imagine that. Your 300,000 times larger house next to your house. You can't imagine it. The human brain can't even comprehend that magnitude. We can treat it mathematically. We can calculate with it. We can compare the 300,000 times larger house to a 200,000 times larger house. But we can't really comprehend those orders of magnitude that separate that. Try to imagine that. Your house sitting next to an identical house 300,000 times bigger. They wouldn't fit in the same picture. Your house would be a grain of sand next to this 300,000 times bigger house. And remember that the Earth that we started with, the small thing in this example, is huge compared to us. The Earth is 10 billion trillion times more massive than a human. Not to mention that the sun, the big house in that example, is itself just an average-sized star. There are stars out there with dozens of times the mass and thousands of times the radius of the sun. And the Milky Way galaxy, our home, contains hundreds of billions of stars. And is itself one of hundreds of billions of galaxies just in the portion of the universe that is observable to us. There are parts of the universe we can't even see yet because light hasn't had enough time since the beginning of time to reach us from there. We live in an amazingly massive, incredibly intricate fractal pattern. The splendor of that, as revealed by science, is mind-boggling. Existence is awesome. The fact that somewhere in this unimaginably large and unimaginably detailed universe, there exist entities who are aware of that very same universe is awesome. As Carl Sagan said, we are the means by which the universe knows itself. And to me, that knowledge is far more incredible, far more wondrous than any puny myth ever possibly could be. Through us, the universe becomes self-aware. And it is only by practicing the scientific method that we gain that awareness. It is only by practicing the scientific method that we see the universe in its true glory, in its true splendor. When we practice science, that is when the universe becomes self-aware.